In this video, I'm going to show you how to create your own custom toast in Android. So what I've done so far for this application, if I run it now, you'll see that I've basically got a view where I've got a button, and if I click on the button, it just shows a toast. So actually very easy on the main activity main XML. I've just dragged in a button, gave it the ID of BTN toast, set it up BTN toast, find the view by its ID, and then I set the on-click listener to just display a simple toast. So if you look at it, if the toast gets, or if the button gets clicked, it just shows the toast at the bottom as data successfully saved. And this toast message now depends on every single phone, or maybe LG will show it different than Samsung, for example, and so forth. So in order to create your own custom toast so that it will always show the same and show exactly where you want it to show, I'm going to show you how to create something like that. So the first thing that you need is to go and create a new layout file. So I'm going to say new layout resource file, and I right clicked on the layout folder, and let's call this one toast. So it will become toast.xml, and if you go into toast.xml, this is a linear layout, which is fine, a linear layout which will be vertical. And then the only thing I need in order for this to work, to add to this, is the ID property. So I'm going to give this linear layout an ID, and I'm going to call this linlay, or whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to call it linear layout. Now to this linear layout, I want to add, now this is just creating how your toast should be displayed. So let's go and add a horizontal linear layout into the vertical one. So inside of this horizontal linear layout, I want to show a picture first and then show some text. So for the picture, let's go into the resources folder, new image asset, and I'm just going to add that Chrome picture again that I did in one of the videos. So I'm going to use Chrome there, go to image, let's just select it quickly. I will get it under my public folder. There's the Chrome PNG file, and I'm going to make sure that it's none there, and then I'm going to say, let me just see, I've renamed it to Chrome, and let's say next, and let's say finish. So I've got the Chrome picture, so let's say I want to show that Chrome picture now as part of my, my layout for my toast. So in order to do that, we need to use the image view widget here. So there's the image view widget. So I'm going to drag in the image view. If it just wants to drag, there we go. Use Chrome there and say OK. So there we've got the Chrome picture for this horizontal linear layout. Let's say the height to wrap the content, and then you can see there's the picture. So if we zoom in a bit, you can see there's the picture. And then let's say we want to have some text next to that picture. So let's just use a plain text one there. And inside of that linear layout, sorry, not an edit text, let me just remove that. Should be a plain text view. There we go. Just a plain text view there. And we want to have it after the image view. So it looks like that. And what we can do is then to make it maybe a bit, let's just go to view all properties. Let's just add a margin there at the top of, let's say, 15 dp, just to move it down a bit. And then let's make this one bold as well. So let text style, let's make it bold, and that's fine. So now let's go to the text property and set for the linear layout. We're going to set the weight for the image view as 1. So let's make the width property 0 there, which means the weight property comes into play for the width. Let's say that one should be 1, and for this width we're going to also say 0 and make the width there, or the weight property 4, which means that the text itself will take up 4 spaces horizontally and the image view will only take up 1 space. So that's the custom layout for our toast. So if I want to set the text to this text view, I need to have an ID for it. So let's just call this one TV toast. Okay, so there we go. So first thing that you need in order to create your own custom toast is obviously a layout. How should it look? So in this case, this is how it will look. If I go to the main activity now, let's try and set this up. So after the onCreate, let's create a method that will help us to show this toast. So let's call this method public void show toast. And this is now my own custom toast that I want to show. So let's say string message, just to show the message there. Whatever you pass in here is what will be shown on the toast. So now, because this is an external layout that you need to make a connection to, we need to use a layout inflator. So I'm going to use a view in order to get a hold of that specific view, that toast.xml. So it's going to, let's call it toast view equals, and we need to use a layout inflator. So we're going to say get the layout inflator and inflate the following for me. So what I want to inflate is r.layout dot, and the one that I want to inflate is called toast. So that's the first argument. The one or the specific file that you want to inflate, that will be the layout for your toast. The second argument is a view group. So we're going to convert this to a view group. And basically this view group will just be, if I'm going to go with find view by ID, r.id dot, and it will be this linear layout that we've defined. So this linear layout at the top we called linlay. So that's the one I want to reference here. So I'm going to say linlay there. So that's the view group. And then we are done for this specific layout inflator. So basically what this layout inflator does now, it will inflate this or make a connection to this r.layout.toast, this toast there, and give us access to that specific layout file so that we can start working on it. So on this layout file, toast.xml, we've got this text view on where we want to set the data, in this case, this message. So let's just make a connection to that text view quickly. So it's going to be text view. We called it TV toast, but remember in coding you can call it anything else. It doesn't need to be the same. So I'm going to call or convert this to a text view. Then, like we did here, you can't just say, like for the button, find view by ID, because this is an external view. So the thing that's got the link to that external view is called toast view. So we're going to say, we're going to say there, toast view, which is the link to that specific external layout. And then we're going to call find the view by its ID. So on this toast view, which is a link to toast.xml, this one, there's one with an ID that's called TV toast, and that's the one we want to make the connection to. So it's r.id.TV toast. Right, so now we've got a connection to toast.xml, and on toast.xml we've got the connection to TV toast. So to TV toast now, we can just go and set the text as the message that was passed through, and that should work. So that's then setting the text on that external layout. On toast.xml there's a TV toast, and we set the message to that TV toast. But now if we call this method, nothing will actually show because we haven't done the toast yet. So in order to do the toast, you're going to say toast, let's call it toast as well, equals new toast. And one of the things that you need to pass to the toast, you can see that for the toast, it needs basically the activity that's using it, the context. So that's the one that we're going to use here as well. So we're going to say main activity dot this. That's the context. And I'm not going to add the second argument there, but I'm going to use methods to set the rest. So I'm going to set the duration like we did in this toast, where we set the duration as length.short. We're just going to say there, well, this should be toast.length. Let's make this one long so that we can see it long enough. So we set the duration to long. Then we can also go or we must go and set the specific view that we want to use. In this case, the view that we want to use is the one that we declared there at the top. So that will be toast view. And then one last thing that you can do is to change where this specific toast should show. So you can see there, the set gravity method has got a constant for the gravity one, the first argument, which we're going to do now. Then it's got an X offset or an X position offset, and then a Y position offset. So the gravity will be something like place this thing at the bottom or at the top, or fill it horizontally, or whatever. That will be some type of constant. And then the X offset and the Y offset. For the X offset, after defining the gravity where it should be, let's say you say it should be at the top, then changing the X offset, if you want to nudge the position to the right, then you increase the second parameter, the X offset. To nudge it down, for example, you will increase the value of this last parameter, the Y offset. So you can go and play around with this one. So what I'm going to do here is to set the gravity property here, or the gravity constant, to bottom, and you can add more than one gravity property there just by adding that character there. So it's gravity bottom, and I'm going to add gravity dot fill it horizontally, which means my toast will basically fill it horizontally totally. So I'm going to add a 0 and a 0 there because I don't want to move it to the right or to the left, and I don't want to move it up or down. So I'm just going to leave it at 0, 0. And then I'm going to say toast dot show to actually start showing it. So you can see there's the context, there's the message, and there's the duration, and then we must call show. So there's a lot of the things that we've done here that's basically part of this normal toast that you need to do. So that's the show toast method. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to let it show that toast there, and then I'm going to call show toast and pass in a message. So let's just say also data successfully saved, and see the difference between the two toasts now. So let's see if this runs. Okay, so let's click on the toast. So it first shows data successfully saved, and then it shows data successfully saved at the bottom. So maybe in order to get that toast to show a bit better, let's add a background property here and make it the primary color. Okay, so let's just run it quickly again. Okay, so if I click on show toast, it says data successfully saved. So you can see it fills it horizontally. And maybe you want to have that text view's color. Let's just go to text color there and make it a hash 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Fs. So it will become white. Run it again. Click on toast, data successfully saved, or data successfully saved. Okay, so this is creating your own custom toast. I hope you've learned something from this video.